Do you think Rishi Sunak really cares about protecting Britain from this mass migration madness? Or is he just using his time as Prime Minister as a stepping stone to a really lucrative career to replenish his already bulging bank account in the years to come? I wonder whether or not Rishi is just in this for himself. If he really cares about communities changing forever, about public services being crippled, about Red Wall MPs keeping their jobs. It's time for Rishi Sunak to wake up and smell the coffee. His own MPs and the majority of the British public have just had enough of this mass, uncontrolled immigration. They are begging him to act now, to save his job, Red Wall MPs' jobs and, frankly, this nation. Red Wall MPs say that they are being hammered on the doorsteps over immigration, and they're so desperate that they've even put together a 12-point plan to get to grips with our border crisis. If Rishi has got any sense, then he'll go for it. And if he doesn't understand the urgency of this situation, then someone needs to go and get him a hearing aid so he can hear the clamour from his own MPs, the public, and the loud creaking noises this country is making under the weight of this immigration scandal. Let's run through some of the plans put forward by these so-called new Conservatives, OK? Stop the student backdoor into Britain. Stop graduating overseas students from staying on in the UK for up to 2 years to find work, and extending the closure of the student-dependent route that allows the students' family members to access the jobs market. Good. The MPs advocate only allowing in skilled workers who earn £38,000 a year or more. Brilliant. We don't need people who come here and then have to live off the state. A cap of 20,000 on the number of refugees accepted for resettlement in the UK. Caps on future humanitarian schemes such as the Ukraine, Afghanistan and Hong Kong schemes. Great. A fixed cap means that once we've hit that, we can't continually be asked to throw our arms around the world and take everybody in. But these are the best ones for me. Making the Migration Advisory Committee report on the effect of migration on housing and public services, not just on the jobs market. It's time for all of these lefty-lovies out there to be confronted by the reality of their big open borders dream and the impact that this has on public services. The British public needs this information. Instead of just having one-sided figures about the labour market, we deserve to be able to judge that alongside the pressure immigration puts on hospitals, schools, housing. Talking of housing, they went on to put a 5% cap on the amount of social housing that councils can give to non-UK nationals. Frankly, I think it's a disgrace that British nationals are bumped down the social housing waiting list, so somebody who's just come here and can't look after themselves gets taxpayer-funded accommodation. There are other elements to this as well, but they're the big ones for me. I'll talk about the others later on. Make no mistake, if Rishi Sunak doesn't act on these recommendations now from the new Conservatives, then they will all be the former Conservatives, and he will be the former Prime Minister. Now is the time for him to act on this proposal and prove that he isn't just in it for himself. To be able to add Prime Minister to his CV. Well, it will mean nothing anyway, Rishi, because nobody voted for you, not even the Tory members. He's got the job by default, and if he cares about us, he will take action. We will find out whether or not he does very shortly.